This is the Range Rover Velar. It might look like the Range Rover Sport, but it's all new for 2018. I'm Clifford Attia with CarGurus, and we're not going to drive the Velar on sand dunes. You can watch other videos like that. We want to know how the Velar performs where most Land Rover drivers are likely to be found, on the road. Does its smaller size and new technology make this new Rover worth the money? Well, let's stop standing around and drive. When we see concept cars at auto shows, we typically assume they'll never make it to the showroom floor. But Land Rover has sent us a futuristic design straight to people like you and me. Most of the Velar is pure Range Rover, the swept-back, tall box look we've seen for the last 3 decades. But it's shorter, lower, and lighter. Strangely enough, the Velar is sportier than the Sport. The grille is raked at a steeper angle, and the rear glass is slimmer. Yet despite the sloping roof, there's plenty of room for 4. The cargo hold swallows 34.4 cubic feet, almost double that of a Porsche Macan, and with the rear seats folded, 70.1 cubic feet. It's the little things that make the Velar so appealing as a luxury vehicle. Neat trick, you can raise or lower the Velar while you're loading stuff in the back. And check out these flush door handles. You could wash them all day. The LED taillights use mirrors for a 3D effect. Aren't they mesmerizing? And that's not all. Prepare for double touchscreens. Land Rover removed the physical switchgear and replaced it with this arcing piece of shiny black plastic. It's sort of like driving with the monolith from 2001: A Space Odyssey. When the car's off, it's a clean, minimalist look. But switch it on, and a huge screen lights up with the controls for climate, seats, and drive modes. 2 dials intersect with the lower screen. Depending on what menu you've selected, they'll adjust temperature, fan speed, heating, cooling, massage, and the 7 modes of the Land Rover's Terrain Response 2 system. Some of the functions duplicate the top screen, like the phone and media controls, which can be duplicated a 3rd time in the digital instrument cluster. Now, ordinarily, this is the part of the review where I'd complain about the infotainment system because Land Rovers and electronics, well, they haven't really worked out so well historically. But this system offers intuition, logic, and a lot of modern high-res graphics, even with 2 screens. It's much easier to use than similar systems in Acura or Infiniti models. Now that said, some of these screens are too distracting and too bright at times. And in the process of removing these physical dials and switches, Land Rover has made some formerly simple tasks like adjusting the fan speed a lot harder to use. And then without any tactile feedback from these switches, you don't really know if you've activated something or not. But there's no question this is an attractive design. So what would you rather have in your new car? Real buttons and switches or a touchscreen? Click up here and let us know. Let's get back to the fun stuff. This top screen pivots in 2 directions. I can browse the web, see how badly the jet's lost, and see important things like 360-degree street views of my destination. These steering wheel controls act like the center stack in that they change function depending on what you're doing. And like the new Mercedes E-Class, they accept thumb swipes. Slide the volume up, sweep through menus, or just press it. This diamond button can be customized. A short press might mute the 23-speaker Meridian stereo, while a longer press might check your voicemail. The instrument panel has many layouts, including a map that can span its entire width. Now, it's not as simple to use as the virtual cockpit in Audi models, but it's pretty good. Just keep a cloth handy, because you're going to get dirty fingerprints all over these screens. The rest of the interior? The silver ring around the 2-tone steering wheel, the pillow-top headrest, it's easily the highest quality cabin you can get in an SUV under $100,000. We're driving the top-of-the-line Velar, the P380 HSE R Dynamic, bringing the total number of syllables up to 17. Land Rover Range Rover Velar R Dynamic P380 HSE. What does that mean? The P stands for petrol. It's a supercharged 3-liter V6 with 380 horsepower, 332 pound-feet of torque, 4-wheel drive, and an 8-speed automatic. R Dynamic is just an appearance package. 2 other engine choices are available. The P250 has a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder with 247 horsepower and 269 pound-feet of torque. Get the P180 and you get a turbodiesel, also a 2-liter 4 with 180 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque. All Velars come with torque vectoring, which breaks the inside rear wheel around turns. But only V6 models like ours come with an air suspension, which levels, raises, lowers, and stiffens automatically. Our car has the optional rear locking differential. Now all this makes the Velar corner and grip like a Jaguar, which isn't too surprising because it shares the same aluminum architecture as the F-Pace. It feels unusually light and snappy, yet there isn't excessive body roll. You can hit on-ramps in this thing like you might a sports car, yet the ride isn't too firm. This being a Range Rover, you're supposed to get it muddy. But while the Velar can rescue your flooded neighbors, it has no low-range transfer case. That means you won't be off-roading like you can in the bigger Rovers. I suspect for 100% of Velar owners that this won't matter. This is a quiet and plush SUV that's quick and agile when it needs to be. Fuel economy is between 18 and 26 miles per gallon city and 24 and 30 miles per gallon highway, depending on your engine choice. Our model should return the lowest of those numbers, and I've been averaging 19 miles per gallon. Our car is almost fully loaded, save for extra USB ports in the back and a head-up display, and yet it still costs $90,170. Now, is that too much? You can get into a pretty well-loaded Range Rover Sport for that price, or even the base Range Rover. But the Velar's starting price is under $50,000, which is back on planet Earth. Considering you can outfit a Velar just as luxuriously as a Sport, maybe the price is what it is. At least safety features like auto braking, pedestrian detection, lane departure warning come standard. Just pace yourself with that option sheet.
No one does luxury quite like the British. The new Velar upholds Land Rover's reputation for comfort, classic style, and over-the-top amenities. It was built with the valet stand in mind. But this Rover isn't a poser. It'll wade through 2 feet of water, and it corners almost as good as a sports sedan. Want to know more? Read my full review at CarGurus.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.